Well, many thanks for joining us on yet another episode of News in Focus. I should have started by saying a Merry Christmas to everyone. Well, my name is Linda Alela Mathambu, and today we are going to talk about a topic that is awesome to almost everyone. We're talking about Christmas and food. And of course, when we hear about Christmas, we know that it is time for celebration, with spending time with family and friends, having the best of, foods and drinks. But of course, nutrition-wise, this festive fare can be a challenge. And that is the reason why we have an important guest on set. We have Kate Kibara, who's a nutritionist. She is the CEO, Kate Organics. And of course, she just won an award that we need to know about. And of course, she is here to make sure that at least we get to have the moments of Christmas all done. Eat all the best foods that you would want to eat, but eat them wise, eat them well. So she is giving us tips on healthy eating during the Christmas season. Karibu sana, Kate. Thank you so much for finding time to be here with us. And of course, before we even go to healthy eating and everything, what is this SME award thing that you got?
Well, it's a South African award, but it's done for small companies in Africa. And it's known as the Africa Most Influential Women in Business and Governments Awards. So I first won for Kenya, and then I won for the region East Africa, and then I got for the continent. So I'm
awesome.
excited.
All this for you. I mean, that is unfair, but all the same, we need to celebrate these women. Of course, they are representing us fully outward, and we indeed need to celebrate you. Congratulations so much. And of course, again, thank you for finding time to be here. Award-winning people will not always be easy to crop, and get them on studio. And I mean, all the same, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Indeed. We are going to go straight to the point. We're talking about Christmas. Anytime you hear about Christmas, it is a moment for everyone, by the way. It's not about the Muslim brother, it's not about the Christian brothers alone. I mean, everyone will celebrate Christmas. And the moment we think about Christmas, we're always thinking about food. Food comes to our mind and everything. So we're here, we need to know how we can eat healthy, during this festive season. It is very, very important, something that we've been ignoring for quite a long time.
Yeah, and I like your sentence there that it's all about food. Christmas is all about food.
Yeah.
And if you're a health conscious person, if you're Kate Kibara, like myself.
I know. Speaking of that, I just offered Kate Kibara some food and she's like, no, I'm okay and everything. And I'm thinking, is it all about nutrition or something?
No, it's fine. I just had lunch and I'm going to have another lunch because I'm going for a Christmas party. So you just don't eat because food is available.
Yeah,
you
that's
eat.
The thing.
Yeah, you eat
but of course for Christmas, when food is there, why not eat?
You see, and that's the mistake we make because we feel like because it's Christmas, you can eat as much as you
want.
Yeah, but you can absolutely, because you cannot decide that I'm not going to eat this, I'm not going to eat that, or you can't control yourself too much, because if you do this, you won't enjoy the festivities. And it's all around food. Everywhere you go, you just sit, you're having this meeting, there's food, there's the buffet next to you. So there are tips that you can use to ensure that you're going to keep, like for me, not eating here is a tip.
Ah, all right.
I would eat here, but I'll eat again. So it's a way of controlling the food that is around you, such that in January you're not there thinking, okay, I've added so much weight, or in between the festivities you have so many problems. There are those that get hangover, bloating, gaseous, you have so many low energy levels because you're not eating right. But festivities around food. Eat as much as you can, but eat what is right and eat healthy and choose.
So let's get this right, yeah? You can eat as much as you can.
Yeah.
But eating healthy is the key thing, yeah? How you play around with your food and everything, how you take, it's not an easy thing.
Yeah.
When you speak about that, I'm thinking of you telling me choosing my food and everything. I mean, when it's Christmas, I'll just think of the nyama chomas. I'll just think of all the beef that I can get and all that. Do you think that would be really healthy enough?
That's true, but you just starve yourself. It's 24th, tomorrow is 24th, and then we have Christmas. You won't stay hungry the whole of 24th, for example, because you know that you have a meal at night. You can't do that. And that's one of the mistakes that we do. When we have this, when you know that you're going out for lunch or you have this party, we stay hungry. You
prepare yourself.
Yeah, of course, that's what happens. And we do that normally. But when it comes to Christmas, if you don't want to add extra calories, if you don't want to add the extra weight, if you want to be okay during this festive season, then even if I have to come to your house to eat that nyama choma, then I don't need to stay hungry the whole day.
The whole day
I'm
for you.
eating at my house.
Well,
you know,
that is so African. I mean, I just cannot help but remember the moments of I've gone like, hey, I cannot eat. I'm waiting for this moment and everything.
And that's one of the and that's why after Christmas, so many people, in fact, most of my clients are in January. I want to lose weight. This has happened. This has happened. And you find out that most of those that add weight during the festivities, it's very difficult to shift it.
To shift it out. You know, that's quick weight. Of course, we'll need to deal on how to work out quick weight and everything. But before that, I mean, the festive season, when you speak about December, we always switch to festivities and everything. This is the time where you get very many weddings. This is the time we get very many holidays and everything. There's Jamuhuri, there's very many weddings. So I'd say ultimately you start the festive season on December 1st and all through to say 2nd, 3rd, 4th there.
We're still celebrating, yeah. And like I said, I'll just give a few tips. Like, for example, don't stay hungry. Don't just decide that I won't eat today because I'm going somewhere. Even if you can bite something small in the house, it doesn't have to be a meal that makes you full. Because if you go to a party when you're hungry, you're tempted to eat the wrong foods. And it happens the same way when you're going to shop. On an empty stomach, you find yourself
taking all the junks around.
You just pick the junk. So it's a tip. It's just a way of tricking your mind as well. That if I'm a little bit okay, I'll be able to control what I eat when I get there. When you get to this party and the buffets or all this, so if you're a health conscious person or if you don't want to add so much, eat your nyama, there's no problem. But what are the accompaniments that you're going to add to this nyama to ensure that you're not getting too much of it and the digestion process will go on well and you're taking the quantity that you need? You first look at what is there. I'm talking about eating out. You can serve the nyama, but watch out what else is on the buffet. You can start with a little bit of salad. It doesn't hurt. You know, some tomatoes.
Okay,
so just
let's
catch it. You know,
Sarah, let's go systematically and talk about mindless eating. You know, some of us actually ignore. Some of us do not even have an idea that maybe I'm taking this water and this is part of mindless eating and everything. So systematically, what are these other key things that we would say we do them mindlessly?
You've just started by being assertive. Just be alert. When you go anywhere, just look at what is being served and know, I'm going to touch a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You don't need to stop yourself from eating all that is there because you're enjoying. You can't be boring at that. People are taking this other foods and you're there just looking at them. So you first watch out, okay, if this is can I talk about a dessert with so much sugar? You can just take a box,
piece,
you know,
sometimes
a small
you take
piece.
as if it's, I mean, the next thing, the table will be empty.
So if you serve small portions of what you're eating, you find that that is okay. But if you don't want to eat as much, there are those that really want to control their weight. And there are those that are carefree. If you don't want to eat as much, you can start with soup. You drank water on your way to the party, you can start with soup at the buffet or whatever. They just serve you soup and it fills your stomach. And then you get into salads. And this is healthy eating. It doesn't have to do with Christmas. It is something that we do every day. And then by the time you get to the nyama that I know is just what we do, you find that you'll eat very little portions. And if you must do nyama, you'll take with so many vegetables that...
Did you just hear that? Are you talking about eating little portions of nyama during the festive season? And worst of all is that, you know what is normally served? There's nyama choma, there's chemsha, there's, I don't know, tumbukiza. And so you want to have a taste of all this. How do you get to take a small portion?
It's not even Kate who's saying this. We are told, this is what World Health Organization tells us. In a day, you should take about 50 grams of meat in a day.
50 grams?
I'm telling you, like 2-3 pieces. You don't sit on the plate. So even when you're eating during Christmas, you need to watch out that you're not taking, even if you're going to do, like a quarter alone, that's too much, but you're going to control what else you're going to add to it so that it's digested well. So that you reduce the calories, so that you reduce how your body takes it if you don't eat a lot of meat at that time.
So what's the harm of letting loose for a moment? Like, for instance, there's a joke my dad will always pull. Like he says, I'll take lots of sugar, lots of salt, and lots of water, so that when they meet there, they will kind of dissolve. I mean, there'll be no harm. And so you just say, it's Christmas, let me just overdo it, and then I'll not take beef until February.
Unfortunately, our bodies don't work like that. You know, once you put something in, even if I took... let me just give that example that I've said. You need to take like 50 grams of meat in a day. So a quarter can last you for a week. So, yeah. So you find that there are those that sit with that quarter, you know, it's common. You think that quarter, your body wouldn't just think, okay, she's taken a quarter for the week, no. But the tips to control this, during this festive season, then if you're going to overdo the nyama, then be physically active, even if you're not. if you're going to park your car, you know, and walk, if you're going, just try to be a little bit more active. So even if you go to the gym, just be to burn what you're eating, because you cannot control at that time. Another tip that actually helps is drinking a lot of water. Every time that there's food, there's no food, just drink water to help in flushing, to help in digesting, and to help in ensuring that it also makes you full and it makes you eat less. So this
speaking of water,
tip,
let's bring in the question of the drinks that you take during the festive season. Sometimes some of us do not even take liquor, but you know, when it comes to Christmas, you think, like you put it, when people are on the table and they're having this, I mean, let loose also. Don't be just so stand on yourself and say that I don't take this and everything. You can as well take that. So can it serve as water? You know, you just have your liquor, your juice and all that. It can serve as water?
Absolutely not.
Oh?
Water is water.
I thought you wanted to say absolutely yes.
No, and you know, even these drinks, you need to take them in moderation. And I know that's not something that we do, but every portion of alcohol that you take, you know, we have what we advise by the doctors, that this is the units that you need to take, like 22 or 23 for men and 21 units for women. But even if you're not doing that, even if you have to overindulge, please make sure that you'll drink lots of water after that, and control it, pace it. It's not like you're just sitting and just drinking, because it is time to drink. And the most important thing today is that our health is so important. You don't know the harm that you're going to create in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks. You don't know what is going to happen in January. And we are seeing a lot of lifestyle diseases coming, they're on the increase. So it's something that, as much as we're having fun, please weigh and watch out, because you don't know the damage that you may create in these 2 weeks. But I'm not saying you cannot overindulge in those. Apart from alcohol, you know, these are empty calories. So you're getting a lot of you're getting fat. You're holding fat glycogen in your system.
That doesn't sound so sweet. I mean, for some reasons, yes. When you hear that, keep off.
And that's not the only thing, because you also take a lot of soft drinks. You know, those that don't take alcohol, we take a lot of soft drink, because it's time for partying. But remember, you can make, and that's why I advise people during this time. In fact, for me, I'm excited during December, because I learned new recipes. You can play around with food to come up with new things, even if it's drinks, even if it's the healthy ones that are tasty. Because at the end of the day, if you come for a party in my house and I'm serving you food that does not taste well and is different from what you're used to, you won't enjoy. You'll talk about me the whole of next 2016.
Speaking of that, for the people who host, you know, sometimes we're ignorant and everything. I mean, just give a tip to anybody who would feel like they want to host somebody on this Christmas season and everything. What are the best things that they should serve on table and everything? Because sometimes, in as much as you're a nutritionist, Kate, and you're thinking, okay, I want to be all this, Rosie, I want to follow the steps and everything. When I welcome you, say it's far away from where you stay, and you come to my place, I've hosted you, and this is what I've prepared. What do? You're left with no choice but to have what I have prepared, and most probably it's not right, nutrition-wise.
As a host, and during the festivities, you have to be, you can't be biased. You can't just focus on what a particular group of people eat. You just need to have everything across the table. And what you focus on, it's simple. Just have, even if you don't have soup, just have a salad. Even if you're going to do tomatoes, avocado, a bit of coriander, you know, and lettuce, and just put that as a salad. And then you have some fruit next to it. And then your proteins, you have different. You can do, of course, we do chicken, you'll do beef. I don't know what else, maybe fish, but fish is not common during this
very common during
very common. So you have that. And then you have a variety of vegetables. The thing is, if you're going to take protein, the ratio of protein to vegetables is 1 to 2. So even if you're going to take a slice of a leg of a chicken, you know, the wing, take twice the amount of vegetables. So as a host, I'll make sure that I have enough.
Someone is like, yes, kachumbari would do for that, and you break the rule and have all the nyama choba on table and all the kachumbari on earth.
It's not enough, because you take less veggies. What I'm talking about, if you're going to eat a lot of meat, please take a lot of vegetables, drink a lot of water, and that's what is going to help you at the end of the day, and plus being regularly active. So as the host, so you have varieties of vegetables, and then you can have a dessert. You know, something, even if it's ice cream, it is fine, because it's once in a while. But you, as the guest who has gone for this party, you know, if you've served yourself, don't go for second portions, because everyone is eating. Just control yourself. Just behave, okay? And then if you're going to have, you know, there you have discussions, you know, you have these meetings. We're not going to have meetings next to where the buffet
is.
Please have it far, because when it's there, you just find yourself, oh,
Yeah,
I
you
need
want to
serve,
go
I
next.
need to
You
serve,
just want
you
to
know.
serve, yeah.
It's just small tips that you incorporate that actually work. It's nothing difficult. Something else that you can do, look at the fat levels in the food as a host as well.
Yeah.
When I'm cooking my food, I'll make sure that there are those that are deep fried, maybe just one item, because there are those that like, and then I'll make those ones that are grilled, you know, those ones that have less fat. And it makes it easier for somebody. Even if you're going to choose portions, you'll find that you're eating low fat, less sugar, and then you're taking foods that are nutri-dense, and that's what you need at the end of the day, because we are still having our nyama choma. So when you have all this around you, it makes it easier for you.
All right. So that's as if it's an easy thing. I'd just love to know whether you practice this. Yeah, practice what you preach. And if you do indeed, how long did it take you to get this discipline?
It took me a couple of years. I grew up obese, and I didn't like myself, but I was able to shift my weight, and I enjoy what I eat. By the way, me, I'm those guys who go for taste. Me, I just eat what tastes healthy, what tastes well. I actually eat healthy foods that taste well. Me, I don't go at tea. There's one time I remember a client of mine was taking neem tea.
Neem tea,
and she, you know, you just there struggling to get it down your gut.
To get it into you.
No, healthy foods are tasty. It's only that we don't know how to play around them. And even as women, you know, as the people, you know, we are the ones who take care of the home.
The home, yeah.
We need to play around. These recipes are okay. Instead of serving like a pineapple on its own, why can't you just put grated carrots on it, you know, put it in the fridge and then serve it as a salad? It's actually very tasty. Instead of doing fruits on their own, you can add a little bit of yogurt and it tastes better. When you have like leftovers, like maybe beans that, or even nyama, let me now talk about meat that we're doing. You had a party on the 24th and nyama remained. Why can't you have that nyama on a salad? You know, you make like lettuce, you make them into strips, and then you put your nyamas, and then you put tomatoes, you put coriander, a bit of olive oil. It's a healthy dish, and it's still the nyama that you're eating, and it's tasty
and creative and all that, and you know, appealing.
And when food is not tasty, that's why people think that healthy foods are, and that's why kids don't like, because we don't know how to prepare. So it's a matter of playing around with the menus, especially this time during Christmas.
The Christmas season.
And not only that, then watching the amount of calories, that's what is important, the amount of sugar, the amount of fat, and the amount of salt. That's what you also work on to ensure that you're reducing. Even if you're going to use alternatives, there are those that of course you can't, but I've said you can have like kuku, chicken that is deep fried, and then you have another one that is grilled. You see, it's still a healthy option. And even if you did the grilled one, it will still taste like the one that is deep fried. You can do your nyama choma, of course, one that is grilled, or you know, the way you choma it. But if you're going to serve it, please serve it with vegetables, and 1 ratio is to 2. You're going to have a kilo this Christmas. Please have 2 kilos of skuma with it. That's the only way it works.
You gotta be realistic. 2 kilos of skuma, you know. Sometimes skuma is boring, honestly.
You know,
I mean, your mom has fed you with skuma for the longest time, and then again here you are with 2 kgs of skuma weekly.
It's not even me who's deciding this. This is how your body works. We have the ratio of calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, and each calcium you take requires twice the amount of magnesium for it to be assimilated in your system. Where do you get magnesium from? You get it from the green leafy vegetables, the dark green leaf, whether it's terere, spinach, skuma. Then calcium is from protein. So, and the ratio is 1 to 2, and the carrier is magnesium. So every time you're taking your nyama, if you take with kachumbari, where's magnesium there?
No way.
Yeah. So if you're going to take it, and all this is meant to be used up in your system. Calcium is used up for your bones, for you to be strong. So if you're not going to incorporate it when you're eating at that time, it brings you problems in the future. And that's why if you find out bone-related problems, you know, your bones are not okay. And the other mineral that is also important is phosphorus. The calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, the 3 minerals work hand in hand to ensure that we're okay. And that's why animal protein, the amino acid are more superior than if you are if you are a vegan. But when you're a vegan, you know how to supplement that. So the other mistake that we do, you're going to get your nyama choma, kachumbari, and then you're going to take these drinks that they give a shh sound, you know, like
I know. I just mentioned them.
So
we do.
When that is happening, it means that they have been treated. They have a lot of phosphorus, and the protein itself has phosphorus, and the ratio for phosphorus to calcium as well is 2 to 1. So each calcium you take requires twice the amount of phosphorus for it. No, 1 phosphorus requires 2 calciums. So that's how you end up, and this is typical. Those guys that take a lot of nyama choma that we've done all the time, all the years. You take nyama choma, ugali, and kachumbari. They have this big stomach.
They have this.
Sorry.
And some beer.
And some legs that look like hockey sticks because you lost your mass because of eating too much, because of not balancing these 3 minerals. That's why it's important. As much as you're going to overdo it, just know that those three need to be balanced. Don't take too much of these things, and take less protein to ensure that the vegetables that you include will ensure in balancing these 3 minerals that are actually important in this day and age.
Well, Kate makes it look like it's so easy to do it. I mean, these guys can attest to the fact that it's not easy to play around with this phosphorus, calcium, and everything. But at the end of the day, it's about you. At the end of the day, it's about, you know, the after effects. What do you want for yourself? Well, it is the festive season. We need to celebrate, but we need to be wise, nutrition-wise. Well, we're taking a short break, and we'll be right back.